to TV47 News Now. Let us place you ahead of the Curve Matters news. Not only news, but the latest news. But first, the highlights. Gatondo South Member of Parliament Gabriel Kagombe has been arraigned in Machakos Law Court to answer to murder allegation of a boda rider in Thika. Tension is high at Further Estate in Nairobi County as LPG gas tanker explodes at Stage Mpya. The Finance and National Planning Committee is conducting public participation for the Finance Bill 2024. Welcome on board. This is TV47 News Now. My name is Moige William. Now let us keep you informed. Starting off, the Finance Bill, that is the National Planning Committee, has continued with the public participation of the Finance Bill 2024, setting camp in Nairobi to get opinion and recommendations on the proposed revenue-raising measures for the next financial year. Among those who appeared before the committee include Association of Kenya Insurance, representatives from the Nairobi Stock Market, Kenya Association of Stockbrokers and Investment Banks, and the Petroleum Institute of East Africa.
To being a specific exemption should be made in relation to these goods.
You know, when you are presenting, I'm just wondering, you are a young man. That eco-levy is the goods which are included in that list are also BAMBA. Why are you not talking about BAMBA?
So, thank you for that question. I mean, I did say that you have received. It is true, and if you remember, honourable members, when the LSK, the Law Society, appeared before this tribunal, they made extensive submissions on those specific issues. And so what we've done today is focus on this one in the interest of time. Mm.
But the ladies are not very happy here.
But just to be clear, what we are doing here is that we are not opposing the submissions. In fact, what we are doing is joining them and adding this specific nuance. Thank you for that query. I propose to move swiftly to our second proposal in relation to this act. This relates to clause 47, which proposes to add into our law an export investment promotion levy. Specifically, we're concerned with its introduction in relation to denatured ethyl alcohol and also cooking stoves that use liquid fuel. Now, my esteemed colleague has made extensive submissions of this, and he's pointed out to this honorable tribunal of the potential impact to unlock about 25 billion of investment should the proposals he was making reference to come into being. And I'm joining him into this submission, and what we're proposing is the deletion of this levy, because should the levy come into being, then the things like unlocking of this 25 billion will be held up. So moving on swiftly to the amendments, or our proposed amendments to the Tax Procedures Act, I wish to begin by speaking about clause 53. So clause 53, what clause 53 in fact does.
All right, that is the Finance and National Planning Committee conducting public hearings. More details in a subsequent bulletin. Now, a family of a woman who was murdered and the suspect detained in a Mwea police station are now seeking for answers after the suspect escaped the police station. The said Ugandan citizen who was working as a shamba boy for the deceased was arrested for allegedly murdering his employee. The family is now demanding for justice after he was arrested for 24 days but later escaped Kiamashiri police station under unknown circumstances.
Kesi ikakuwa iko hapa Kiamashiri. All through tukakuwa tunafuatilia hiyo maneno wanasema wamekuwa wakifuatilia. Baadaye in April, that's when to realize my mother's phone ilikuwa inatumika. Kutoka hapo mimi nikaenda kwa CCI Kerugoya, nikamwambia I feel like the matter is not being followed up. So akaitisha file from Kiamashiri. Ikapatikana na within a week wakakuwa wameshika watu wawili. After that tukatafuta muuaji, akapatikana huyo kijana wa the shamba boy. Kuja hapa kwa Kamashiri leo nasikia amepotea. I just can't understand alipoteaje mfungwa na ni mtu ameua. Hiyo lazima ikue ni mambo imefanywa hapa ndani ili atoke. Na alikuwa amepelekwa kotini akapatiwa 14 days. So I need to understand amepotea aje ama ametolewa na nani, because if the police hawafanyi effort, sisi wananchi tunafanya effort, tunawaletea watu mpaka hapa alafu wanawaachilia.
Elsewhere, hundreds of residents in Mwingi West Sub-County have registered themselves into the United Democratic Party UDA membership ahead of the upcoming grassroots party elections. In an exercise spearheaded by the Tourism Fund Board Director, that is Patrick Mothengi, the party is aiming to register 2,000 new members into the party, having already registered 600 members. The Tourism Board Director further urged the local residents to register in masses and embrace the current leadership and also work together with the government for more development in the area.
Watu kama 600 na tulikuwa tuna target 500 leo, lakini kabla siku njaisha tutakuwa tumefikia watu kama 800, na siku ya kesho tutahakikisha kwamba tumeregister karibu watu 1200. Kwa hivyo kwa hizi siku mbili tuna target kuregister around 2000 new members.
Na wanachama ambao hawajui namna ya kujiangalilia kwamba amesajiliwa katika chama gani, lakini tumeweza kuwafundisha na wameelewa na wanajua namna ya kujiangalilia. Kuna wale ambao wamejipata walikuwa chama zingine na wameweza kutoka kwa hizo chama kuresign na wakakuwa registered kwa chama ya UDA na wakatoka hapa kama wameridhika kwamba wamesajiliwa na sasa ni wanachama wa UDA.
Nimekuja kujiandikisha. Mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa kwa chama ya Jubilee, lakini mimi nimetoka na mpaka nikajiunga na chama cha UDA, na kuna sababu ambazo mimi nimeamua kujiunga pamoja na wale watu wengine ambao tumemobilize wakakuja kwa wingi.
Yangu ni kushukuru uongozi wa chama cha UDA kwa kuona ni vyema kuleta hafla kama hii ambao ni ya kusajili wananchi ili waweze kuunganika katika chama hiki ambao ni chama tawala cha rais wetu William Samoei Ruto, na langu ni kushukuru wakaaji wa Migwani na maeneo haya ambayo.
And now to a developing story. Embakasi Railway remains out of bounds after an LPG gas exploded around Avenue in Pipeline, Nairobi, in Nairobi. Embakasi Sub-County Police Commander, that is Wesley Kimeto, now says the incident, which happened at around 12:15 today, occurred after gas leakage. So far, 2 victims have sustained injuries and are in hospital, and one has been critically injured. The cause of the explosion remains unknown. Let's touch base with our team on ground to get more details.
So we are at the scene of a gas explosion here at Pipeline. And this incident happened at around 12:50 hours. We are still at the scene and we are waiting for the scene to be processed by the experts. We have the LPG, we have the EPRA team who have come in to join us, and they are now processing the scene together with the team from the DCI. The information that we have at the moment is that we have 2 victims. That's been confirmed that 2 victims have been taken to hospitals. I'm not able to ascertain which hospital the 2 have been taken to. So the investigations have begun, and more information will follow.
Hata uchunguzi wako wa awali unaonyesha watu wengine wa investigation inasema shida ilikuwa nini kabla what really caused the incident.
Kulingana na yule mtu alipiga ripoti ya kwanza ambaye ni driver ya matatu ambayo ilikuwa mbele ya hii gari, ni kwamba kulikuwa na harufu ya gas kabla ya explosion. Hatujajua sababu ni nini, sababu ya explosion exactly ni nini, but there was that leakage before the explosion.
So kiwango cha kuumia kwa wale ambao wako hospitali, degree of maybe kiasi gani?
Kulingana na wale wananchi ambao walitangulia kufika hapa ni kwamba mtu mmoja aliumia vibaya sana. Yule mwingine hakupatikana kwa scene na pia alikuwa na majeraha. Japokuwa hatujui ni kiwango gani.
All right, and that is the situation currently, but more details, we understand our very own Odida is still gathering more information into this particular story. More details in our subsequent bulletin. Now, the county government of Kajiado has declared Ipomia plant as a county disaster and a threat to farming in that region. County boss, that is Governor Joseph Olelenku, while leading an uprooting exercise of the plant, highlighted that Ipomia is a threat to livestock farming and beekeeping since it eliminates grazing areas, adding it is also poisonous to bees. The Department of Agriculture and Livestock has been called upon to collaborate with other partners to eradicate the plant.
Ndio leo nimedeclare Ipomea plant a county disaster. Ipomea plant in Kajiado is a county disaster because it undermines our pastoralism by stopping the growth of grass and other food items for our livestock. And henceforth, we begin a journey of asking our partners to work with us. We call upon researchers to continue to research to find other means of eliminating these harmful invasive species.
Na kueleza watu wafugaji wa Kajiado waweze kuchukua initiative ya kwanza wao wenyewe kutoa kabla hawajaweza kuangalia mambo ya budgeting. Isipokuwa ni vizuri pia katika wakati huu wa mpango ya kuendelea kufanya budget na kumalizia budget zetu tuweze pia kuweka mpango huo.
Hiyo orbene hiyo imekuwa saa hii ndio imenawiri sana. Iko na maua ambayo inatamanika kabisa. Wewe ukiona pale unasema ni maua nzuri.
Au mmea ni hatari kwa nyuki. Nyuki anapozama pale anakuwa anapata hiyo mmea.
The Kenya National Museums of Kenya and the Association of Kenya Entomologists is holding the first joint international scientific conference in Nairobi. The aim of the event is to protect bioindicators that are the saviors of the ecosystem. The theme of this year's conference is utilization of biological resources for sustainable development, nature conservation and climate resilience. The Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, Felix Koskei, among other esteemed guests, officially opened the three-day event with a grand declaration. Over 300 delegates from different parts of the continent have attended the conference. The conference will end on the 6th of June this year.
I encourage you to forge ahead, united in our quest to build a world where nature thrives, communities flourish, and hope endures.
We are at a point in this country where then we appreciate the importance of natural resources and genetic resources for that matter for this conference. And I know that you know that the wildlife economy, the biodiversity economy, let us say specifically bioprospecting, is a huge driver of economies of other countries.
The participation in this conference is not just diverse in terms of topics to be covered, but I also note that the delegates are drawn from many countries. I think about 17 countries across the world. So please allow me to extend a message of goodwill from His Excellency the President and the people of Kenya to our guests from all those countries. Karibuni, Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference marks a significant milestone in our collective pursuit of advancing knowledge and action towards sustainable development, nature conservation, and climate resilience. The theme of this conference, utilization of biological resources for sustainable development, nature conservation, and climate resilience, deeply resonates with the urgent global challenges that we are.
And now to other news. Leaders from Kajiado County have slammed the national government's restrictions imposed on Kajiado County residents against Amboseli National Park, claiming that the animal park is a resource for Kajiado County residents. led by Kajiado South Member of Parliament, that is Samuel Parashina. The leaders allege that some leaders and organizations are opposing the community's plea, and they are now calling on President William Ruto to intervene on this particular matter.
As leaders, we condemn that one. We have been peace with the civil society and other NGOs. But when you stand and start fighting Amboseli, we will stand against you, because Amboseli belongs to the people of Kajiado, and it has come to Kajiado people. When people of Mount Kenya talk about the Cherry Fund, people from Meru talk about the issue of Miraa, the State House is open in the morning hours and the meetings are held because our communities are arguing and asking for the share of this national government or what's about to be given to them. But when we hear people touching Amboseli, Amboseli Park, no one is organized for us a meeting so that we table our issues, because enough is enough. We need our Amboseli to be operationalized and run by the Kajiado County.
Now to matters security, the Kenya Defense Forces, in collaboration with the United States military base in Manda, have donated emergency supplies and medicine to Mokowe Hospital, that is in Lamu County. According to the command of the United States military base in Manda, these assistance aims to build cooperation and good relations between the security forces and the Lamu community in the efforts to combat terrorism. At the same time, Major Job Lepo of the Kenya Defense Forces expressed his expectation that the relationship with the Lamu community will continue to flourish.
We look forward to working closely with them in the future to continue our outreach, as having strong community outreach between both the U.S. KDF, KNAV forces is to the utmost importance to us.
Na tukiendelea hivi, kuna matarajio makuu. Wenyeji wa eneo hili la Lamu watafurahia, na kuendelea mbele mimi naona ya kwamba tutakuwa pamoja. Sasa zote za serikali tunaweza tukafanya mambo ambayo italeta maendeleo katika area hii.
Now, the Nyahururu High School Alumni Association has called upon different schools, alumni across the country to embrace academic and career mentorship among students to improve academic excellence in the country. Speaking during the 60 years of academic anniversary at Nyahururu High School, the Alumni Association patron, that is Ndegwa Wahome, said that the association has developed a network of careers where they use their expertise to mentor the boys yearly, as well as keep track of their performance from as early as Form 1. The school principal, Peter Njuguna, further stated that for the past 6 years, the performance of the school has been on an upward trajectory after the Alumni Association became vibrant on academic mentorship.
Nyahururu High School Alumni Association, and we are here today to celebrate 60 years of our existence. This school started in 1964, and actually we have one of the old boys who was in this school in 1964, and this is an annual issue, so to call it, for the Nyahururu High School Old Boys Association or Alumni, in that we come here to inspire our students, to make them grow in the right way, to mentor them, to help them in choosing the right academic path.
The alumni of this institution come to motivate our students. The alumni have been playing a very critical role in motivating our students, particularly in areas of career.
Name is Dr. Paul Wanjohi. I'm the alumni president, a humbled person because of the work that is ahead of us. And I must congratulate all the old boys of this institution who have come together in order to make an impact in the lives of those who are here and the ones who are yet to come.
Psychologists have raised concerns over the state of mental health among health workers, particularly those who undertake their work at accidents and emergency sections. Speaking during a mental health and counseling session for health workers at Imara Hospital in Embu, healthcare workers led by Doreen Jagi, a clinical psychologist, said that health facilities should take up periodic sessions to ensure the caregivers offer services while on their best mental health.
you find that actually they are the people who should be offering support, who should be caring for the people who are affected, but they're also humans and they also actually face challenges. Or somebody who is attending to a patient, they die as they are taking care of them. That can also be very traumatizing to the people who are basically offering services, and sometimes they don't know what exactly to do.
You see patients being brought into life. That's when mothers are giving birth. And unfortunately, you're also there sometimes to see when they're leaving the world. And this can create an emotional strain on a human being.
Some people withdraw, there are people who get attitudes, there are people who come to work late, and also there are people who start to isolate themselves. So those are the signs that we can say about the mental instability.
And the African Capacity Building Foundation has launched a pilot program that will be in 6 African countries, which include Kenya, Ghana, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe. The initiative aims to train government workers more so from Treasury Ministry in order to enhance their skills in public finance management. The foundation mainly focuses on developing human capital and building institutional capacity to address current and future development challenges, with the ultimate goal of transforming institutions into effective systems, integrators and catalysts for sustainable and transformative change.
Lack of understanding what the key stakeholders need from civil society to development partners, and in thinking this kind of skill sets, that's so critical for us to be able to move forward faster, because there is progress, but we want to see something that is going to transform really the way we have been doing, because African countries today have the resources, they have the talent, they have the know-how, they have experience and understanding of the system and what really holds us back. It's just the need for a reskilling and additional skill sets that we require to really transform Africa for 2063.
An opportunity for people to accept the building of coordination between different agencies or arms that spearheads our PFM systems. So I see real opportunity among African countries, and especially those who are being piloted. So I'm sure in the next 1 year, you'll come back to see how the results or the figures have changed based on the training they have received.
Public financial management systems are extremely important in Africa and everywhere, because it's the system by which governments actually manage public resources and allocate these public resources to development priorities and actually account for them and produce services to citizens.
Elsewhere, a 24-year-old man escaped death by a whisker after police in Chethani, that is in Kitui County, came to his rescue, where residents were baying for his blood for allegedly killing a 40-year-old woman. The man is said to have been involved in an affair with the deceased, and it is following an altercation between the two that led to the suspect ending the life of the woman. Chethani Location Chief Mwikali Musili, confirming the incident, revealed that the suspect confessed to have committed the heinous act.
Asubuhi nilipokea habari kutoka kwa jirani, akanipigia simu akaniambia wamepata habari ya kwamba yeye ameuawa na akatupwa hapa kando na nyumba yake. So nilichukua mbonda, nikakimbia, nikakuja nyumbani, nikakuta ni ukweli, lakini kufika nikakuta watu wamekutanyika wengi. So kwa ile adhabu alikuwa nayo, huyo jamaa mwenye alimuua anaitwa Mbuvi. Mimi sijawahi kujua ametoka wapi, lakini amekuwa akikaa hapa kwa mboma yake kwa muda.
Crowd wametushinda nguvu na wakachukua hiyo kijana wakamuumiza sana. Nilielezea vizuri, ni yeye aliua mama na alitumia mti kuni akamgonga kichwa, na ni kama walikuwa wanapigana. Alafu alipompiga akaona amezizia